Lieutenant Maya Rodriguez was having what she liked to call a spectacularly boring Tuesday when the universe decided to spice things up. She'd been on routine patrol around the Outer Rim colonies, humming off key-pop songs and wondering if the military cafeteria would ever figure out that coffee wasn't supposed to taste like battery acid, when her ship's proximity alarm started screaming like a toddler denied candy. "Well, that's new," Maya muttered, checking her instruments. 3 Zephyrian cruisers had just dropped out of hyperspace, surrounding her little scout ship like vultures around roadkill. The Zephyrians, those self-important purple-skinned drama queens who thought biological warfare was the height of sophistication. Before she could even think about running, her ship shuddered as tractor beams locked on. Maya sighed and cracked her knuckles. "Guess I'm getting kidnapped today. Mom always said I'd make new friends." The boarding process was about as elegant as you'd expect from a species that considered tentacles a fashion statement. Purple-robed figures with too many eyes and an alarming number of breathing holes marched onto her ship, weapons drawn. "Human vessel, you will surrender immediately," announced their leader, a particularly pompous specimen wearing enough medals to sink a battleship. His voice carried that classic alien trying too hard to sound intimidating tone that Maya found absolutely hilarious. "Oh, I surrender," Maya said, raising her hands with exaggerated enthusiasm. "But just so we're clear, are you the welcoming committee or the entertainment? Because honestly, the costumes could go either way." The alien leader's multiple eyes narrowed in what Maya assumed was supposed to be menacing. "I am Commander Vex Tar of the Zephyrian Empire. You are now our prisoner." "Vex Tar? Really? Did your parents lose a bet or something?" Maya asked as they slapped some kind of glowing restraints on her wrists. The restraints hummed with energy but felt about as threatening as a particularly aggressive bracelet. "Silence, inferior being," Vex Tar snapped. "You will be taken to our research facility for questioning." "Research facility? Oh, this keeps getting better. Let me guess, you guys are still trying to figure out how humans work." Spoiler alert, we're basically just caffeine and stubbornness held together by spite. As they dragged her through their ship's corridors, Maya couldn't help but notice the Zephyrians' obsession with biological warnings. Every surface was covered in symbols that basically screamed, "We love poison," in 17 different languages. She'd heard about their reputation for bioweapons, but seeing it up close was like walking through a mad scientist's fever dream. The interrogation room was predictably dramatic, all sharp angles, ominous lighting, and enough warning labels to paper a small moon. They strapped Maya to a chair that looked like it had been designed by someone who'd never actually seen a human before. "You know," Maya said, wiggling to test the restraints, "I appreciate the effort you put into the whole evil lair aesthetic, but this chair is doing terrible things for my posture. Do you have anything in ergonomic?" Vex Tar positioned himself directly in front of her, all 4 arms crossed in what he probably thought was an intimidating pose. "Human, you will provide us with the location of your military installations." "Or what? You'll redecorate? Because honestly, a few throw pillows would really brighten this place up." Or Vex Tar said with the kind of smile that belonged in a horror movie, "We will demonstrate why the Zephyrian Empire is feared throughout the galaxy for our mastery of biological warfare." Maya blinked. "Biological warfare? Against a human? Oh, honey, you have no idea what you're dealing with, do you?" Commander Vex Tar's smug expression could have powered a small space station as he gestured dramatically toward a side door. "Bring in Dr. Clicks," he commanded, and Maya had to bite her lip to keep from laughing at the name. Dr. Clicks turned out to be a spindly Zephyrian wearing what looked like a lab coat made from the nightmares of fashion designers. He wheeled in a cart loaded with vials, syringes, and what appeared to be a very fancy coffee machine. "Ah, the human specimen," Dr. Clicks said in a voice that sounded like he'd been sucking helium. "Fascinating. So primitive, so biological," says the guy who looks like a purple octopus had a baby with a chemistry set. Maya replied cheerfully. "Nice lab coat, by the way. Did it come with a warning label?" Dr. Clicks ignored her, turning to address Vex Tar with the enthusiasm of a kid showing off a science project. "Commander, I have prepared our most potent truth serum. This formula has been specifically designed to target human neurochemistry. Specifically designed? How exactly? Maya asked, genuinely curious now. Did you guys actually study human biology, or did you just assume we work like everybody else? Silence. Vextar barked, then turned back to his scientist. Continue, Doctor. Dr. Clix practically vibrated with excitement as he picked up a vial of swirling green liquid. This compound attacks the human nervous system at the cellular level. It will cause excruciating pain, followed by complete mental breakdown, and finally the subject will beg to tell us everything. Maya raised an eyebrow. Wow, that sounds terrible. One question though, did you test this on actual humans, or just assume we're built like other species? Testing was unnecessary, Dr. Clix said dismissively. All carbon-based life forms respond similarly to our compounds. We have a 97% success rate. 97%, huh? What happened to the other 3%? Irrelevant statistical anomalies, Vextar interjected. Dr. Clix, proceed with the treatment. Maya watched with growing amusement as Dr. Clix prepared his elaborate setup. The alien scientist moved with the precision of someone who'd clearly rehearsed this performance, checking instruments, adjusting dials, and muttering to himself in what sounded like scientific jargon mixed with grocery lists. You know, Maya said conversationally, I have to admire the showmanship. The dramatic lighting, the ominous equipment, the monologuing, you guys really commit to the bit. Mock us while you can, human, Vextar said, his voice dripping with anticipated satisfaction. In moments you will understand the true power of Zephyrian science. Oh, I'm sure I will, Maya agreed. Quick question though, when you say specifically designed for humans, you mean you actually studied human physiology, right? Like you know how our metabolism works, what our digestive system does, how our immune system functions. Dr. Clix paused in his preparations, looking slightly less confident. Well, naturally that is to say, basic biological principles. Because here's the thing. Maya continued, warming to her topic, humans are kind of weird. We eat things that would kill most species, we process toxins in really unusual ways. And our immune systems are basically biological weapons in their own right. Did you know humans are one of the only species that can digest alcohol for fun? Enough stalling, Vextar snapped. Administer the compound. Dr. Clix filled a syringe with the green liquid, holding it up to the light like he was auditioning for a vampire movie. This may sting a little, he said with obvious glee. Oh good, I was hoping for some excitement, Maya replied. Just out of curiosity, what exactly is in that thing? A proprietary blend of neurotoxins, psychoactive compounds, and biological agents designed to target human weakness, Dr. Clix said proudly. Human weakness? Buddy, you clearly haven't met many humans. Maya watched as he approached with the syringe. We're the species that thought, hey, this plant is trying to kill me. I bet it would taste great in my food. The injection felt like a mosquito bite. Maya waited a moment, then looked up at her captors expectantly. Is that it? Matt. Dr. Clix checked his instruments frantically. The compound should be taking effect momentarily. You should be experiencing severe neural disruption. Nope, nothing yet, Maya said cheerfully. Although I have to say, that stuff tastes pretty minty. Did you add flavoring? Maya smacked her lips thoughtfully as the supposed deadly toxin worked its way through her system. Seriously, what did you put in that? There's definitely mint, maybe some kind of berry flavor? It's actually pretty refreshing. Dr. Clix stared at his instruments in growing panic. This is impossible. The readings show the compound is active in your bloodstream, but you should be writhing in agony by now. Maybe you need to recalibrate your equipment, Maya suggested helpfully. I mean, I'm feeling something, but it's more like, you know, when you have a really good cup of tea and you just want to relax. It's kind of nice, actually. Commander Vextar's confident demeanor was starting to crack around the edges. Doctor, explain this immediately. I don't understand, Dr. Clix stammered, frantically checking his vials and instruments. The formula is perfect. It should be shutting down her nervous system. Well, it's definitely doing something, Maya said, stifling a yawn. I'm getting pretty sleepy, actually. Mind if I take a quick nap? This chair isn't exactly comfortable, but I've slept in worse places. You cannot simply fall asleep. Vextar shouted. You are being poisoned. Says who? Maya asked, her eyelids getting heavy. Look, I appreciate the effort you guys put into this whole torture thing, but your poison tastes like herbal tea and makes me drowsy. Did you accidentally grab something from the spa menu instead of the weapons lab? Dr. Clicks was now pulling at his tentacle-like hair appendages in frustration. Commander, this should not be possible. No species can simply ignore our neurotoxins. Maybe you should have done more research before jumping straight to the dramatic poisoning, Maya mumbled, settling deeper into the chair. I mean, did you even check what humans actually eat on a regular basis? Because we literally consume ethanol for fun. We put capsaicin, which is literally a poison, on our food to make it spicy. And don't even get me started on coffee. Coffee? Dr. Clicks asked weakly. Caffeine, my purple friend. A naturally occurring pesticide that plants make to kill insects. Humans drink it every morning to wake up. Some of us drink so much we basically need it to function. Maya's voice was getting softer as the alien sedative did its work. Your deadly neurotoxin is basically a mild relaxant compared to what I had for breakfast. Vextar was now pacing frantically around the interrogation room. This cannot be happening. Our intelligence reports clearly stated that humans are fragile, easily broken creatures. Your intelligence reports suck, Maya said with a sleepy chuckle. Did you know humans used to think bitter almonds were a delicacy? Those things contain cyanide. Or how about chocolate? It's toxic to most species. Humans turned it into candy. As Maya drifted off to sleep, she began mumbling things she'd overheard during her capture. You know, you guys really shouldn't discuss your secret weapon storage codes in the hallways. And Vextar, that thing about your promotion being a mistake. That was pretty harsh, even for tentacle people. What did she just say? Vextar demanded, but Maya was now snoring softly, a peaceful smile on her face. Dr. Clicks checked his instruments one more time, then threw his hands up in defeat. Commander, according to all readings, she should be dead. Instead, she appears to be having the most restful sleep of her life. Wake her up, Vextar ordered. How? We've already administered our most powerful compound. I cannot simply reverse the effects. Meanwhile, Maya continued her sleep-talking commentary. Oh, and the thing about Dr. Clicks's secret romance novel collection. Didn't think I heard that, did you? Tentacles of Passion, huh? Really? That's the best title you could come up with? Dr. Clicks turned several shades darker purple. She could not possibly have overheard that conversation. It was in my private laboratory. Humans have excellent hearing when they're pretending to be unconscious, Maya mumbled without opening her eyes. Also, your ventilation system carries sound really well. Might want to get that checked. Maya woke up feeling absolutely fantastic. The alien poison had given her the best sleep she'd had in months, and she felt refreshed in a way that usually required a full weekend and approximately 7 cups of coffee. She stretched as much as the restraints would allow and noticed that the interrogation room was now packed with confused-looking Zephyrians. Morning, everyone, she said cheerfully. Or is it afternoon? Hard to tell in this windowless nightmare dungeon you've got going here. Vextar looked like he'd aged several years in the few hours Maya had been napping. His usually pristine uniform was wrinkled, and his multiple eyes were bloodshot with exhaustion. Human, you will explain how you survived our most potent toxin. Survived? Buddy, I thrived. That was like the galaxy's most expensive sleeping pill. Maya tested her restraints and found them annoyingly sturdy. Although I have to say, waking up still tied to this chair is putting a real damper on my good mood. Impossible, Dr. Clicks muttered for what was probably the 100th time. No biological entity can process those compounds without severe neural damage. No biological entity you've studied, Maya corrected. Did you guys actually research humans, or did you just assume we work like everyone else in your little galactic community? She glanced around the room and noticed something that made her expression darken considerably. Through a partially open door, she could see into an adjacent laboratory where several other beings definitely not human were strapped to similar chairs. Some were conscious and clearly in distress. "Hey," Maya said, her voice losing its playful tone. "What's with the other prisoners?" Vextar followed her gaze and his confidence seemed to return slightly. "Test subjects. We have been perfecting our techniques on various species before attempting to interrogate humans." "Test subjects." Maya's voice went flat. "You mean prisoners? Sentient beings you've been experimenting on?" "Necessary research," Dr. Click said dismissively. "The advancement of Zephyrian science requires sacrifices." Maya looked at each of the aliens in the room, her expression growing colder by the second. "Let me get this straight. You've been kidnapping people, torturing them with your little chemistry experiments, and calling it research?" "The needs of the Empire supersede the concerns of inferior species," Vextar declared. "Inferior species." Maya repeated the words slowly, like she was tasting something unpleasant. "You know what? I was having fun with this whole incompetent villain thing you had going on, but now you've gone and made it personal." She tested her restraints again, this time with considerably more focus. The alien bonds were designed to contain beings with standard strength parameters, not someone whose species had evolved to crack bones with their bare hands and run down prey through sheer persistence. "Those restraints are quantum locked," Dr. Click said nervously, apparently noticing her experimentation. "No biological entity can break free through brute force." "No biological entity you've studied," Maya repeated, then smiled in a way that made several Zephyrians take a step backward. "Here's the thing about humans, we're really good at breaking things when we're motivated." The restraint snapped with a sound like breaking glass. Maya stood up slowly, working the kinks out of her neck and shoulders. "You know what's funny? Your poison actually made me feel great, enhanced even. I'm thinking clearer, feeling stronger." And she grabbed the heavy interrogation chair with one hand and lifted it effortlessly. "Apparently, your neurotoxins interact with human biochemistry in ways you never bothered to research." Vextar scrambled backward, shouting orders to his subordinates. "Activate security protocols. Contain the human immediately." "Too late for that," Maya said, casually tossing the chair aside. It hit the wall with enough force to crack the metal plating. "You wanted to see what humans are capable of? Well, congratulations. You're about to get a very thorough demonstration." Maya cracked her knuckles and surveyed the room full of increasingly panicked Zephyrians. "Okay, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to systematically dismantle your entire operation, free your prisoners, and make sure you never forget why kidnapping humans is a bad idea. Questions?" Dr. Clix raised a trembling appendage. "How is this possible? You should be catatonic or dead." "Education time," Maya said, advancing toward the group of aliens who were frantically trying to activate security systems. "Humans didn't evolve to be the galaxy's friendly neighborhood diplomats. We're persistence predators from a death world where literally everything is trying to kill us. We eat poison for fun, we drink industrial solvents recreationally. And our immune systems are so aggressive they sometimes attack our own bodies just to stay in practice." She reached the control panel and studied it for approximately 3 seconds before ripping it entirely out of the wall. Sparks flew as security systems died throughout the facility. "Your deadly neurotoxin was basically a mild stimulant to my nervous system," Maya continued, using the destroyed control panel as an improvised club to smash other equipment. "Thanks for the enhancement, by the way. I feel like I could bench press a shuttle right now." Vextar was screaming orders into his communicator, but the facility's internal communications had gone down with everything else. "Security teams to interrogation level. We have a containment breach." "Oh, they're coming," Maya said cheerfully, listening to the sound of running feet in the corridors. "This should be fun." The first wave of security guards burst through the door wearing full combat armor and carrying weapons that hummed with enough energy to level a building. Maya waved at them. "Hi there. I'm Maya. I'll be your containment breach today. Who wants to go first?" The lead guard fired what appeared to be some kind of plasma weapon. Maya sidestepped the blast casually and grabbed the nearest laboratory table, which she then threw with enough force to knock 3 guards off their feet. "See, this is the problem with energy weapons," Maya explained conversationally as she advanced on the remaining guards. "They're great against most species, but humans are really good at not being where the shot is aimed." She demonstrated by weaving between multiple energy blasts, moving with an enhanced agility that was definitely not normal human baseline. Whatever was in that alien toxin had supercharged her reflexes along with everything else. The guards quickly discovered that their armor, designed to protect against energy weapons and standard physical attacks, was not rated for human-level violence. Maya went through them like a particularly motivated hurricane, using their own weapons and the room's furniture to create an impromptu demolition demonstration. "Dr. Clicks," she called out while systematically destroying alien technology, "I'm going to need you to unlock those cells with the other prisoners. Right now." "I cannot. The containment protocols." Maya picked up a piece of broken equipment and threw it past the scientist's head with enough force to embed it in the wall behind him. That was a warning shot. The next one won't be. Dr. Clicks scrambled to a backup console and began frantically inputting codes. Throughout the facility, cell doors began opening and confused prisoners started emerging. "Thank you," Maya said politely, then grabbed another piece of equipment and hurled it at the main power conduit. The lights flickered and died, replaced by the red glow of emergency systems. Vextar had managed to corner himself behind an overturned table and was shouting into a portable communicator. "Command, we need immediate evacuation. The human has gone berserk." "Berserk?" Maya asked, pausing in her systematic destruction. "This isn't berserk. This is controlled demolition with a side of righteous indignation. If I were actually berserk, this whole place would already be a crater." She proved her point by carefully and methodically dismantling the facility's life support systems, taking care not to damage anything that would cause immediate danger to the freed prisoners who were now evacuating through emergency exits. "The beautiful thing about human engineering," Maya explained to her captive audience while rerouting power systems to overload the facility's weapons storage, "is that we design things to be fixed, which means we're really good at taking them apart." 20 minutes later, Maya stood outside the Zephyrian research facility, casually brushing dust off her uniform, while the building burned merrily behind her. She'd found her communication equipment in what passed for the facility's evidence locker, and was now having a pleasant conversation with her commanding officer. "Rodriguez to base. Come in base." "Maya? Where the hell have you been? You missed your check-in by 6 hours." "Minor detention situation, sir. Nothing I couldn't handle. I'm going to need a pickup at my current coordinates, and probably a hazmat team for cleanup." "Hazmat team? Rodriguez, what did you do?" Maya glanced back at the burning alien base. Turns out Zephyrian architecture isn't as fireproof as they advertised. Also, their weapons storage was apparently not up to galactic safety standards. Who knew antimatter containment units were so fragile? Through the smoke and flames, she could see a small group of surviving Zephyrians huddled around their escape shuttle. Vextar was among them, looking like someone who'd just had his worldview thoroughly shattered. "Hey, Vextar," Maya called out cheerfully. "Thanks for the free enhancement serum. I feel great." The alien commander stumbled toward her, supported by Dr. Clicks, who looked like he'd aged several decades in the past hour. "This is impossible," Vextar wheezed. "Humans are supposed to be weak, fragile creatures." "According to who?" Maya asked. "Because I'm pretty sure whoever wrote your intelligence reports never actually met a human. Our entire database is apparently garbage," Maya finished. "Let me give you some free advice for your report to command. Humans are what happens when evolution decides that a species needs to survive on a planet where everything is actively trying to kill them. We eat things that would dissolve most aliens from the inside out. We consider controlled explosions a form of entertainment, and our idea of a relaxing beverage contains enough stimulants to stop most hearts." Dr. Clicks was frantically scanning Maya with a portable medical device. "Commander, her biochemistry has been completely altered. The toxin has somehow enhanced every aspect of her physiology. Enhanced? Maya laughed. Doc, this is an enhancement. This is what humans call getting properly motivated. Your poison just helped me focus. She heard the distinctive sound of human military shuttles approaching through the atmosphere. That's my ride. Before I go, let me make something very clear to both of you, and I want you to pass this along to whoever sent you on this brilliant kidnapping expedition. Maya stepped closer to the two aliens, and they instinctively backed away from the human who had just single-handedly destroyed their entire operation. Humans don't like it when you kidnap us. We really don't like it when you experiment on prisoners. And we absolutely despise it when some pompous alien species decides we're inferior and tries to prove it with torture. Her voice carried the kind of calm certainty that made smart people very nervous. If your empire wants to play the kidnapping and experimentation game, you should probably pick on species that didn't evolve from pack hunters who conquered their entire planet through sheer stubbornness. Because this, she gestured at the burning facility. This was me being gentle. The rescue shuttles landed in a cloud of dust and exhaust, and Maya could see her fellow Marines pouring out in full combat gear, ready for whatever situation had required their assistance. Maya, her squad leader called out. What's your status? All good, Sergeant, she called back. Just explaining some things about human nature to my new friends here. She turned back to Vextar and Dr. Clicks one last time. Oh, and Vextar? Next time you want to capture a human for interrogation, maybe start with someone who hasn't spent the last 5 years drinking military coffee. That stuff makes your poison taste like candy. As the human shuttles lifted off, carrying Maya and the freed prisoners to safety, the story of the human soldier who took a nap and then burned down an entire Zephyrian research facility began spreading through the galactic communication networks. Within a month, human abduction rates dropped to nearly zero as word spread that kidnapping humans was not just dangerous, it was hilariously counterproductive. The Zephyrian Empire quietly discontinued their biological warfare program after discovering that their most potent toxins had roughly the same effect on humans as a mild energy drink. And Maya Rodriguez became the first human to receive a commendation for creative problem-solving under alien influence, though the official report carefully omitted the part about her asking for seconds of the poison that was supposed to kill her. Because some stories, even the true ones, are just too ridiculous for official military records.